What's up, guys? It's Parallax Abstraction, and welcome back to the PXA Peeks Canada Day Livestravaganza. So we've taken a look at Duskers and Pharaonic, which are both really good games for different reasons, and now we're taking a look at something completely different. This is Breached, which I have not touched yet. I got review code for this from Evolve PR. Thank you very much for that. And this game is out for approximately $5 US on Steam right now. As I understand it, it's a relatively short, largely narrative-driven game, but all I've seen of this is the trailer. And the trailer looked friggin' rad. Basically, you've crashed on a planet. It's like a crazy sci-fi story. And there's a really weird narrative to it, but the visual style looked incredible, as did the just the sort of story ideas and whatnot they were going for. And I was like, I have to try this. So I requested code for it and got it. So yeah, it's inexpensive, but it's also pretty short. So we'll see what this is about. Yeah, I know very little of it. This game boasts full controller support, but just so you know, if I turn my Xbox One controller on, I get the drift problem, which means this is very likely a Unity engine game, and among Unity's many other problems is that it does not properly support Xbox One controllers under Windows 10 right now. Some developers have gotten around that by writing their own fixes. These guys, I guess, weren't able to. Unity, get your friggin' act together. I hate the fact that that engine is so popular because it is such a jank fest. But anyway, we're going to play with the mouse and keyboard anyways. I'm sure that's the better way, and I believe this is a first-person game. So, yeah, I've seen nothing about the trailers. This is going to be a blind play, which I always enjoy doing these. So let's dive in and see what's what. Getting a Duskers UI vibe from this. And I don't say that as a bad thing. Time in hibernation, 4 years. Whoa. Ha! Move mouse. Focus calibration. That's clever. Select your preferable time system? I don't know what any of these are. Excuse me. Well, Gregorian is, I guess, our normal calendar. What the frig is Unix time? Doesn't Unix just tell the time the way everything else does? What the heck is virtual time? Or Japanese time? I'm just gonna say Gregorian. Define your desired longevity? Okay, that's an interesting one. Sorry, I just swapped out of the game by accident. I don't know if I'd want to live for 600 years. That seems awfully long. But it's also quite a gap. It's like plus 20, plus 50, or plus 500. I'm going to say 150. You operate in virtuality. What is your preferred augmentation? What is a nootropic? Opiates? I might have to pick that. What is nootropics? I want to say opiates, just because I want to see what that means. Focus on the following text to calibrate. Click the right mouse button to focus on objects. Okay. They don't try that hard to calibrate, do they? This is odd. Emergency oxygen reserve 8 days. So I'm not going to get to live to be 600, clearly. Nice. We just started this, Keymaster, so I'm being woken up from hibernation. It asked me at one point what my preferred augmentation was, and I picked one called opiates. Because why the hell not? But I was going through like a wake-up procedure. So this is a game called Breached. It's a $5, I'm pretty sure, narrative type game. But you're like crashed on a alien planet or something. Can I click on these words? Oh yeah, I can. This feels like kind of to a degree, this kind of feels like a choose your own adventure type dealie. So active tasks, fix generator and synthesize fuel. Fuel was damaged during the breach. The crystals that spawn around my shelter are ideal for synthesis. Only an exact proportion of 3 minerals will cause a reaction. Unfortunately, the chemical analyzer broke off, so I have no option but to synthesize manually. The oxygen generator was damaged during depressurization. Oxygen reserves won't last long, but I could start hibernation if the generator is repaired. The equipment I need is sprawled around the wasteland, but hacking is so time-consuming I need to consider which capsules to break open. Okay. Or is this like a survival type deal? So far it looks real pretty. So wait, if I go connect, this takes me down to 40%. What is this? Oh. Whoa. So it says drone connection. So I'm... Okay, so I'm not actually out and exploring. I'm driving a drone. This is a pretty game. I assumed that this game was made in Unity because of the controller drift, but this game looks really good for a Unity game. Unity games usually look about 10 years old. This is really nice. I don't know if this plays ideally with a controller or something else. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that because this game doesn't properly support my... This game doesn't support my Xbox One controller properly because it's Unity. So it said I could pick up these crystals. This is really nice. This game's $5 too, if I... oh, I have mentioned that. But yeah, this game is $5. I don't know how long it is, to be fair, but this game looks really nice for $5. Runs like butter too on here. This is running at a rock solid 60. Hopefully it's coming through in the recording. What is this thing? Looks like an angry egg. Clearly tutorializing here. Why is there a massive telephone pole stuck in the sand? Turn to recall point. Okay. I'm just going to quickly check. Can I turn the... Yeah, okay. I wanted to turn the sensitivity up. It did feel a little... The turning felt a little sluggish. Like I said, I know nothing about this game other than it was a sci-fi story about a shipwreck, which it's made that clear so far, but that's kind of all I know. What the hell is this thing, and how did this end up on a planet surface, and how am I able to use it with my drone? Couldn't tell you. Minerals prepared for synthesis. Okay. Hack capsule. Okay, we fixed the generator by 16%. Okay, so we need 2 more things to synthesize fuel, I guess. Remote handheld DNA scanner, a cutting-edge security device, prohibited in most free states. Pity the islanders didn't integrate it before the accident. Okay, and now it's blinking end day. So I guess I've done everything I can. So yeah, this is a short-length survival game, clearly, because you only have 8 days worth of oxygen, so you have to... That's probably why this is only $5. This is probably a very short game. Hey, Gone Home was 20 and was also short, and it also sucked, so... Hey, if this is better than that... Yeah, maybe. Anomaly, they're becoming more aggressive. It's interesting, each of these things, you get 2 different word choices, and depending on which one you click on, it will give you a different explanation, but you can only ever click one. Oh, interesting. It marks it as tag. You can tag items. This is a this game has a really creepy feel to it. Like, just the look of this planet and this music and stuff. Like, it has a very, yeah, creepy feel. So, okay, so there's 3 different areas I can go to now. So, what is... I wonder what this circle represents. Because I can go to these 3 different places, but one is within the circle, so... EM anomalies, medium, landscape seashore, landscape canyon, landscape crater, EM anomalies high, minerals, there's all these crazy things. Recall points 3, so this is clearly a much bigger area. So it looks like I have to complete some... So it kind of looks like I'm just flying around and harvesting things. What is this? There's a wind farm over there. Where the hell am I? So it looks like I'm sort of flying around. I'm trying to fly around and harvest things, and also, I guess, avoid these anomaly things. And I have to get the supplies I need to fix my ship by the 8th day, or I will, or I fail, I guess. So wait, these things here, are those the anomalies? Or are those the anomalies, those green things in the distance? They don't look friendly. So I guess I have to figure out how to get the resources I need while also avoiding these anomaly dick pistons. guess. Also, what's this distance meter? I guess that's the distance to my nearest potential thing that I want. But I don't want to get near to that thing because it hurts my drone. This is a gorgeous game, though. The look of this thing is incredible. And it's creepy as hell. Like, it's got a very, like, melancholy, almost surreal quality to it. Okay, well, here's the thing I can pick up. Can I get near to this one? Because I only have 3 cells, too, right? So I can only pick up... I can only pick up to... I can only harvest up to 3 things. So yeah, this is quite clearly mostly narrative based. I mean, mechanically, there's not much to this. Like, flying this thing around and, you know, harvesting something by going up to it and stopping is not exactly complex gameplay, but... I love this aesthetic and this art style. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful game. Is that an anomaly actually up in the sky too? I think it is. I also like the fact that when you're in this area, there doesn't appear to be any limitations on, like, your drone doesn't have any fuel or anything like that. It's just, you're just driving. You can kind of take your time and just fly around. Like, you don't feel like you're on the clock. Like you have to rush. I like that. But yeah, I have to load this thing up and then find my way out of here. It also, the only thing you're using is the left and right mouse buttons to brake and accelerate. They're like, it figures out terrain and everything for you. Like, if I go here, like, I don't have to do anything about that. It just flies over it for me. So you don't have to do anything. Hey, McWizardry, how's it going, buddy? Oh, you know what? Sorry, guys, the game's gonna pause for just a second. I just realized that I did not change the game name I'm playing on Twitch, so I'm going to adjust that. There we go. Okay. We're near to something. Okay, that's a different anomaly that's moving on its own. That's creeping me the hell out. These things are really kind of... Oh, God. These things are really creeping me the hell out. Yeah, what a fascinating little thing this is. Like I said, like, it looks amazing. There's not much so far in the way of gameplay mechanics, but it's not an overt story. It's just, like, you crashed, you're in a ship, you can't move, personally, but you're, oh, shiz. But you're controlling these drones, trying to get yourself fixed within 8 days before you run out of oxygen. And you have to go through these gorgeous environments and try to avoid these creepy anomaly things, and none of this has been explained yet. I presume it will over the course of the diary entries and such, but fascinating thing. Oh, there's a recall point right here. Good. So how's it going, McWizardry? Haven't seen you in a little bit. To choose a probe first? What do you mean? Did you? Nice. Good for you. Stuff's going all right. I've been really busy lately, but I've been but I don't know, what am I doing here? I don't even know what this is. I need to choose the exact proportion for synthesizing fuel. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but okay. Yeah, I've been really busy lately, but doing well. I've been, my job's been going good. Did a whole pile of Extra Life stuff. It's Canada Day today, so it's a holiday up here, which is why I'm doing this. I had a bit of a backlog of review codes and games to cover, and I was like, hey, why don't I just stream a pile of these, and I'll do them all in one shot. So we did Duskers and Pharaonic, which were two very different games that were both really cool. And I got review code for this recently. Which I didn't know much about this other than a trailer. I heard this was sort of a narrative-based game, which I'm generally very skeptical of. But it said, it was like, hey, this is a narrative-based game, but it was a sci-fi thing, and I was like, okay, well, I want to see what that is. And yeah, it's really interesting. It's got this sort of story that I guess gets explained organically. It's not very long because it takes place over 8 days in the game, and it doesn't take very long to get through a day. But yeah, the main thing seems to be controlling these ships and going out and getting resources. But man, this is gorgeous. And, like, it is as yet given no explanation as to what this friggin' crazy world is. Because it is crazy indeed. Like, these buildings and stuff, like, what the heck is all this? I have no clue. I don't know what the fuel synthesis thing is it wants me to do. I have no idea how that works. It looks like I have no way to fight either, so these, I don't know what to do with these anomalies when you run into them. Like, you have no way to combat them. All you can do is try to get away from them. Weird thing. What an incredibly weird game this is. Like, the other thing is too is I don't know what happens when you run into one of them. Like, I don't know if your probe gets destroyed. If it does, if that completely screws you, or if it just screws. My guess is that it just screws the expedition you're on. Hi. Oh, no. Like, my guess is that it just kills the probe you're on, so that mission of the part of the day is lost. So you can't, you know, that's productivity that you've lost. Yeah, I didn't buy too much in the Steam sale. I bought a few things. I bought Battlefleet Gothic Armada, which I'm really looking forward to playing. I bought a whole bunch of indie shmups. I bought Naissance, which is another exploration game, narrative exploration game with a crazy-looking art style and weird premise that I'm actually quite looking forward to trying out. Yeah, and I bought Breached. I didn't buy Breached. I have this, but yeah, the big purchase for me was Battlefleet Gothic Armada, which I'm very much looking forward to playing. I actually got beta code for that, but then they're repped by the same PR company that's repping this game, but I couldn't get full review code for it of the final game, which kind of bummed me out. As I understand it, the multiplayer is really fun, and it does have a campaign, though apparently the campaign is really hard, which I'm curious about. But yeah, I guess Monster Hunter Generations does come out soon. I am not a Monster Hunter guy, but I understand the impact that has on people, that series. Those are all really good games, man. Witcher 3 is one of the best games I played in years. So is Doom. Dying Light was a blast. I really like Dying Light. And, yeah, Shadow of Mordor is a great game, too. That's a good batch of stuff you got there. You're going to have a good time with that. So, okay, so this guy's just blocking my path. So I wonder, can I, like, draw him away and then run away from him so that I can get to these minerals that that I need? I must be able to, right? This definitely does have some mechanics to it. Like, you know, this is certainly not a super in-depth game, but it has more mechanics than a lot of, you know, narrative type games. Yeah, so he's coming. So can I get him to chase me? Or is he just going to sit still? Because it doesn't look like these things are actively aggressive towards you, at least not the green ones. The green ones just seem to move in a pattern or stay still. But if I can't draw him away, then that's going to be a problem, because I need to be able to harvest these things, right? Yeah, this game is very spooky. Like, it's not scary. You know, it's not like I'm playing a horror game, but it's unsettling is what it is. The atmosphere and, like, the aesthetic of this, it's just very unsettling. Okay, so it looks like I can harvest. I just have to make sure I don't get too close to any of these guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that one, but there's another one. There's probably another one around here somewhere. And, like, the sound they make, it's just, ooh. And the way they kind of distort the screen. Oh, there's a recall point over there. Okay, good. There's another mineral up and around the corner there. I'm going to see if I can get up there. And I should reiterate, this game is only $5. Like, this game is dirt cheap. And it seems really cool for that. Like, I've been told it's pretty short. I'm guessing that because you can, like, forego days or, like, not... That structure looks really horribly creepy. Oh, God, one of these guys. These blue guys are actually, at least in a previous level, these guys were aggressive. But yeah, like, this area, it looks... Yeah, it looks amazing, and yeah, I'm guessing you can fail this. You might have to play it through multiple times to actually complete. Oh man, these things look just terrifying. But yeah, it's got more mechanics and more interesting stuff to it than a lot of games of this nature that cost a lot more. That's for damn sure. I still don't know how I'm supposed to synthesize fuel. It's given me no explanation of that. So, like, I have 3 of all types. Like, do I need 7 of each? Is that the idea? I am too tired to run the synthesis reaction. Suck it up! Drink some friggin' coffee. Can we actually go out again today, or are we too tired? Okay, it looks like we don't really have the option to do much except sleep. That's unfortunate. Chemistry analyzer was one of the modules that got damaged. Luckily, I have a stockpile of minerals left. So, like, can I synthesize? What that means. I need to choose a probe first. What is a probe? Like, I don't seem to I don't have one, I guess, but it's not making that clear at all. Also, why is the screen distorting? This is new, this distortion in my view. I don't know what this means, or if it means much of anything. Okay. So there's minimal anomalies here, but there's high capsules and minerals, so I think I'm going to go back here. And after this, maybe we'll try another area. I mean, I don't want to really play too far into this because there's probably this is obviously the core mechanic about it, flying around and picking stuff up while trying to avoid these anomalies, you know? But it feels like I'm sure there's an organic story underneath this that if I play too long, I'll probably spoil it, and I don't want to do that. But I'm very intrigued by this. Obviously, this doesn't seem like a super long game, but it's beautiful. Like, the look of this is just just incredible. It looks just amazing. And yeah, it's really unsettling and spooky, and like this planet, there's all these structures. There's a wind farm over there. Like, where the hell am I? You know, and like these anomalies, they're electromagnetic anomalies, but they also seem like they're slightly intelligent in some way, and really, they're really nerve-wracking enemies. Like, they're very unsettling. But yeah, I am very intrigued by what I've seen of this so far. It's only $5, and it has the... You know, this actually is compelling me to want to see more of it. And, you know, like I've said many times, I'm not a fan of most walking simulators. I think most of the critical darling walking simulators are pretentious drivel. This seems like it has something different about it, something different going for it. And it actually has, though simplistic, it has actual gameplay mechanics in it. You know, it's not just walking and, you know, taking a linear path in between cliched audio logs. It's got something more to it, and it's trying to tell its story in a non-overt, much more organic way. It's not trying to shove a narrative down your throat and just having you, you know, it's not basically a book or a daytime movie that just happens to have you walk between the major plot points. This is something that actually requires real effort and explanation and tells you the story as a result of your actions and encourages you to do interesting things to find out more. And has, yeah, these creepy environments and these creepy as frig enemies, and yeah, $5. Like, that's a good price for something like this. Like, I probably wouldn't have disliked Gone Home less if it was cheaper, because I just thought Gone Home was a bad game. But, like, I also thought games like that and Dear Esther are insanely overpriced for what they are. But yeah, this is $5. Like, even if you bought this and didn't, I mean, you have Steam refunds now, but even if you bought this and didn't like it, you wouldn't have lost very much. And honestly, like, see, you know what's the weirdest thing about this is that it's creepy and unsettling, but in its way, it's also very relaxing. Like, it's a very drony, ambient, like, sort of a soundscape more than a musical soundtrack that you're listening to here. And you have your drone, you know, flies in this very smooth. Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to go that way. Visible wall. That's kind of a bummer. But yeah, it's this sort of floaty, smooth movement. Like, it controls well, but, you know, it just makes these very large, sweeping turns. Like, it's oddly relaxing. Like, from a visual perspective and an audio-visual perspective, this game is oddly relaxing, even though it's very off-putting. Even though its atmosphere and whatnot is very off-putting, it kind of has a zen quality. It's a weird balance that it strikes between being creepy and unnerving and also kind of zen. Like, I'm kind of like I'm kind of zoning out as I play this. Interesting little thing. And again, $5 frackin' dollars. Like, how often do you see something that looks this incredible and which costs $5 friggin' dollars? And, you know, like, interesting little environmental quirks. Like, for example, you know, these 4 anomalies over here. They look placed weird. Like, they're just sitting there. They're no threat to you. You know, even if you go, you have to go out of your way to get near them. but they're sitting there. They're not, okay, one is moving now, but you know, these three are clustered together, and then you have this one up here by itself. It just kind of, there's not much to it, right? It's just but it's off-putting. Like, you look at it and you're like, why is it like that? Like, that looks weird. It's not symmetric. It's not, you know, systemic. It almost looks like they were put that way by accident. And you're like, well, what does that mean? Like, why is it like that? Why does it look like that? It's just those little things that just put you off point a little bit. You know, example again, this wind farm. There's two blades that are spinning and other ones that aren't. Why? That feels like something that, you know, maybe that wasn't done with any intent, but it feels like it was. It feels like it's one of these games where every little weird oddity or thing you see in the environment feels like it was done with purpose and intent. Like, it looks different, and it looks like that everything was done with a purpose, and that it might mean something, even though it might not. It's made to make you think that. Fascinating. Really fascinating. I'm actually kind of digging this. I might finish this too. Kind of feeling like we're 3 for 3 on good games today. Like, 2 out of 3 of the games we checked out today, I played blind. And I had no real expectations out of them. This one is clearly more of a narrative experience than a traditional game. But it's intrigued me, for sure. Very much. Oh, hacking a capsule takes energy too. Oh boy. Decorated plate. Archaeological finding. The Aborigines who lived on the island used the sign. The guild appropriated it after the tribe, quote, disappeared. Okay. So I need a whole lot more. So I need a bunch more modules is what I need. I still don't know what the hell to do with fuel, but I need more modules, clearly. Capsules average. Capsules high. Crap, I need to sleep again. That's a bummer. This is a very interesting thing. A very interesting thing. Permits? Like, it's so, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really explaining much. And what it is just kind of gives you more intrigue than anything. So what I really need to find, well, I need to find lots of everything, but it looks like at this point what I really need to find more than minerals is capsules. Because I really need my, I really need to get probes and fix the generator. But, you know what? I want to see what happens when you get too close to one of these magnetic things. I think we're going to go check that out. I'm guessing you just lose the session. Like, you lose the session, and the fatigue that you had and any potential, you know, resources that you could have gotten are just lost. But I want to know. Actually, you know what I do want to know, though? I thought I saw a capsule up here, but maybe not. So they can pull you towards them. Yeah, drone control session interrupted. So yeah, if you get pulled into one of the magnetic anomalies, you just lose your ability to continue that session, and you've lost the fatigue. This is cool. This is very cool. It's very, very weird. And it's a little, like I said, it's creepy, but it's surreal and chill in its own way. There are not many games that can creep you out and also make you feel relaxed at the same time. Really fascinated. That's all I can keep saying. That's quite an interesting thing. I think I'm going to put some more time into this as well, but I think I've shown enough. I think we get the idea here, and we don't want to. I don't want to spoil too much. So, yeah, that is Breached, developed by Drama Drifters and published by Nikidu Games in 2016 for the PC. It is $5. You know, a little bit of weird sci-fi intrigue, I think, is worth $5. I think this might, depending on how this turns out, it might have been worth even more than that. But $5, I think, is a no-brainer for this one. I dig this. So yeah, my name is Parallax Abstraction. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube and you liked what you saw here, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That does help me out a great deal. In addition to that, this game is available on Green Man Gaming if you want to buy a Steam code for even cheaper than $5. If you click on the link in the description below this video, a tiny piece of your purchase will go to help support my channel, which I would appreciate very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I need to get back in the zen of mineral harvesting, I think. Take it easy, guys.